Well, we haven't seen each other since Christmas, and that has given me time to slack off and focus on school. What I meant to say was that I've been able to watch lots of stuff this season, and today I'm here to tell you my thoughts on the best new show of the year, and what would have been a solid contender for anime of the year last year too. So, besides having the hunkiest serial killer this side of Jupiter, what is It Invaded? And no, I'm not going to compare it to Psycho-Pass. We sort of follow Sakaido, our very Machiavellian, brilliant detective, in his job to discover the identities of serial killers using a new technology that can trace somebody's urge to kill. Now, if I just left the description there, you'd probably have some idea in your head of a very generic detective show where a protagonist follows this mysterious device to hunt down murderers like it's a radar system. But It Invaded has no intention of being that predictable. This device traces the murderous intent back to its source to create what they call an idwell, a virtual recreation of some part of the killer's subconscious. Sakaido then pilots a virtual version of himself with no memories into the idwell to discover clues that may help police find the real-world criminal. Within the first 4 episodes, we don't learn very much about Sakaido, besides the fact that he's committed murder in the past and lost his family. The first case involves people being kidnapped and found dead with a hole drilled into the same parts of their heads. His idwell is a broken and floating world with missing pieces. The killer's victims are also present in the well, although they don't actually act like themselves. I mean, I probably wouldn't either if I had a massive hole in my head, but whatever. While on the inside looking for clues, the police believe that they have found the culprit's house and enter for the arrest. Unfortunately, the young rookie gets kidnapped by the driller and becomes his next victim. While being strapped down, she decides to drill the hole herself. Yeah, take the power back. That sends a signal through the device to create her own idwell, forcing Sakaido to switch wells without notice.
At my home, let me go!
This new well is a dark and cloudy one being pierced by drills. Luckily, the drills have enough evidence in their reflection to find their location and Hondomachi is rescued. But just before the police arrive, the driller Anido thanks her for showing him that he was right. He drills into people's heads to help them. He believes that this world and its people are broken, but they can be fixed, but no one besides him seems to understand that. Until Hondomachi shows him that people just need to fix themselves and that he can't do it for them. Well, in his less than stable mind, that's what he believes anyway.
Start a club?
First wind comes in this hole, and it goes out of the other. And it makes the world a little bit clearer.
Wait a sec.
It Invaded has an amazing couple first episodes, but episode 4 is what I really want to talk about because of the way they increase your intrigue in their characters. This anime gives you practically no introduction to any of their characters. Actually, the murderers are the ones who we get to know the most backstory about right away. Episode 4 deals with Sakaido driving a criminal to suicide using the information he knows about him from the idwell. All the knowledge his subconscious hides away from the world Sakaido had access to.
And one other thing. His voice was barely a whisper, but like a deafening scream. I wish you'd been there to hear it in person.
Because of this, the organization has to attempt training a new pilot. And who has an IQ over 150 and just happens to be a murderer exposed to idwells in the past? The brilliant new detective. Anido with a full head of hair and an unscarred face, yet he somehow looks less attractive. What? Stop looking. What? No, you're the crazy one.
This is Cairo, and I am Anido. I don't know my full name, but I am the brilliant detective.
Through the safe and meaningless medium of anime, I am interested in learning more about Anido. What drove him to drill a hole in his own head, and how clearly does he now see the world to convince him to do the same to others? And will he make a good, brilliant new detective? Oh, and they fired him. Well, never mind, I guess we're back to Sakaido, but I don't see It Invaded as a show that's okay with ignoring their interesting characters, and I expect it to drip feed us more information over the course of the show. Overall, It Invaded is an interesting and thought-provoking psychological thriller that has me hooked for this season. And with a great English cast too, I highly recommend checking it out.
Die instantly?
No one-eye drill dies instantly. All of us linger for a time. There's a chance that the guy left in my house could live as long as I have. Assuming he hasn't been shot in my place yet.
Thanks for watching. Check your screen for the 1am anime playlist and a video YouTube seems to think you'll dork out over, or check the description for anything else you need. Well, peace weebs.